Good morning everyone. Today's topic is limit control switch of a three-phase induction motor. Now it is a contactor control circuit using a limit switch. Limit switch is basically a switch which is operated by the motion of a machine part. So let us start. This is the schematic diagram. Here you can see there are two limit switches. One is limit switch L1 and other one is L2. For L1, the contacts are L1 and L1 dash. L1 is normally open and L1 dash is normally closed. And for L2, L2 is normally open and L2 dash is normally closed. Basically, it is used in a machine where we want that after some specific time, the motor may rotate in the opposite direction by controlling the motion by using these limit switches. For example, in case of a printer, the mover is moving in one direction, but after some time for printing, it is moving in opposite direction. Now it will strike the limit switch at one end and start moving towards the other end. At the other end, it will strike another limit switch at the opposite end, and then it will start rotating in the it will start moving in the opposite direction. So this is the basic principle. So in this diagram, when we push the start button, now the contactor A will get energized. So the motor will start moving in forward direction. The contactor A will get supply from off button, thermal overload relay, which is closed, and then start button, then L2 dash, which is the closed contact of limit switch 2, and then to the contactor A. When the contactor A will get supply, it closes its contacts A1, and obviously its main contacts will also get closed, so that motor will start moving in forward direction. Now the mover is moving in forward direction. After some time, it will strike the limit switch L2. Now the L2 contact will get closed. By the closing of L2 contact, L2 dash will get open. Now the contactor A will get out of the picture and the contactor B will get supply via L2, L1 dash, and then to the B. When the contactor B will get energized, its main contacts will get closed, and obviously its auxiliary contact B1 will also get closed. Now the energization of contactor B will result into the reversing the direction of the motor. We will see in wiring diagram that for contactor B, the motor will run in the reverse direction. Now the motor is start running in the reverse direction. Then again it will strike the limit switch L1 and the process will go on. So this is the basics of limit switch and the schematic diagram by which it is working on three-phase induction motor. Now it's the wiring diagram. Here you can see there are two limit switches. One is limit switch 1, for which the contacts are L1 and L1 dash. L1 is normally open and L1 dash is normally closed contact. For limit switch 2, L2 is normally open and L2 dash is normally closed. So when we push the start button, contactor A will get supply via off button, start button, L2 dash, and then to the contactor A. When contactor A will get energized, it closes its main contacts so that the motor is now energized by bypassing the contactor B, and its auxiliary contacts A1 auxiliary contact A1 will also get closed. Now the motor start running in some particular direction. Then after some time, the mover, the part of the machine, will strike the L2. Now the L2 will get closed and L2 dash will get open. Due to the opening of L2 dash, the contactor A will get out of the picture. Now the contactor B is getting supply via off button, then to the L2, off button, then to the L2, which is closed now, then to the L1 dash, which is the normally closed contact of contactor A, and then to the contactor B. Now the B will get energized. Now it closes its contacts and also its auxiliary contact B1 will get closed. Now the motor is running in the opposite direction as it was running with contactor A. As you can see, we have just interchanged the phases. We have just interchanged two phases. In case of contactor A, we have interchanged any two phases. We have interchanged Y and B phase. So by interchanging the phases, the direction of the motion of three-phase induction motor gets reversed. So this is the reversing of direction by using two limit control switches. So now by energization of limits control switch 2, the motor is now running in the opposite direction. So when after some time it will hit L1, then it will start rotating in opposite direction and this process will repeat.